Hi, I'm Dr. Lydia Sasenko, provider of oral appliance therapy for the treatment of snoring and apnea. Today I'll be giving a demonstration of how to adjust or advance the pink Respire AT Micro device. This is a different sleep apnea device than the AT. Today we are just demonstrating the AT Micro. Regarding just some generalities about the device, the main advancement tips, general care, and instructions are the same that were discussed in the video, how to adjust the Respire Pink AT oral appliance. I will put a link in the bio or the link in the description of this video on how to access that information. Please look at that link. Secondly, do not advance your device until you are very comfortable at a current setting or instructed by your sleep apnea dentist. Thirdly, the advancement capability of this AT Micro is 8 millimeters. That is the furthest it will go. That will happen in two 4 millimeter spans. It doesn't mean you need to go the entire way. You're supposed to stop based on the instructions by your dentist, okay? The AT Micro, the previous device that the other video discusses, that goes to 7 millimeters. A small tip I'd recommend, many people use magnifiers or a phone camera and magnify to see the lines that I'm going to be showing today. Definitely much easier with magnifiers or the phone camera. Fourth, always follow the instructions given by your sleep apnea dentist if different than mine. And lastly, please like the video. It does help others find it and continues these resources. Thank you. Let's go on to how to advance your AT Micro device. The AT Micro has two posterior screw housings that is towards the back of the device, while the AT has one, as depicted here. All right, today we're going to be demonstrating how to advance the Respire AT device Micro. So there will be an arrow embedded, at least in my patient's case, there are small arrows on the lower segments. One side's going up, one side's going down. That is not a mistake. There's that other arrow right over here. Okay, so that's the lower segment. So to advance the device, you would insert this tool, and I mark one side with a black marker just so it's easier to see when one full revolution has occurred. Okay, so to advance your device, let me move that one out of here. You would insert this into that tube, that arm. Once you feel it engage, now I'm right-handed, so this would be different if you're left-handed. I would hold this rounded portion with my left hand, enter that tube, and then there's a few different ways to remember it, either in the direction of that arrow, which is right there, towards me, downward, or counterclockwise. All three of those will give you the same amount or the same direction. So engage that, and that's one full revolution, two full revolutions, 3, 4. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to flip it like a pancake, the rounded part with my left hand, and again, I'm going to enter that tube. Once I feel it engaged, I will go again in the direction of the arrow, which is pointing down or towards me or counterclockwise. That's one full revolution, 2, 3, 4, out it comes. And I just moved both sides 1 millimeter, which will show up in this area. Right in here, there'll be a little bit, all this moves around, this is normal, but right in this area, there will be more of that piston basically showing on both sides when you start advancing it correctly, and it should be equal on both sides. So you could repeat this process. For my patients, it's about 1 millimeter or 4 revolutions about every 5 to 7 days until symptoms are resolved or there's discomfort or you can't go any forward anymore. So I'm gonna fast forward this one to get all the way to the maximum. So here is a device that you've reached the maximum for this device, which is 4 millimeters, and it is able to go 4 more millimeters, but I just wanted to show you this is at its maximum. And let's see if I can zoom in on there. You see a line for each millimeter, and there's actually a 1 and a 3 in there. So every line is 1 millimeter, and 1 and 3 is visible, and I'm at the 4th line, so that's 4 millimeters. So if you ever need to advance beyond that, and both sides would be at 4, if you have to advance beyond that, your next step would be to actually rewind this back to the beginning. And so I'm going to go the opposite the arrow until it's a dead stop. Okay, it's opposite the arrow, or it's clockwise or away from me. And I'm closing that piston basically all the way back to the beginning. Perfect. Back off a little bit. And so now what you would be doing is you would be engaging and moving the housing from this to this spot. So to go beyond, to get to another 4 millimeters, you would then use the same Allen wrench. You would engage it into this screw. And I'm going to just loosen that up. Okay, take that out. And then you would just move this to the next housing. You put that in there. And then the best way to secure it while you're inserting that screw is literally to put a rubber band, clean rubber band. And while you have that on there, I do recommend doing this over a towel and a table of some sort. So you have that in there, and now you are going to move it to this anterior housing, or the one that's towards the front of the teeth, right in there. And very simply, you just screw it like a screwdriver. And make it snug without stripping it. And then you take it off, and I just moved this to that other housing, and you would do the same on this side. I'm not going to demonstrate it, but you would unscrew that and move that over. Same thing when they're back at 0. Now that it's back in 0, you would then could go 4 more millimeters. So that actually gets you to a total of 8 millimeters. So again, you would put that in there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 full revolutions, take it out, and I just advanced it 1 millimeter, and you can continue that till you get 4 millimeters. Okay, so that would actually get you at 5 millimeters because you had the 4 originally plus the 1. And that's how this device works. Possible if you're able to breathe through your nose. So if you need a little extra help in keeping your mouth closed during sleep, if your device was made with these little prongs over here, these are elastic accommodating hooks. So you would simply take these elastic hooks, and I recommend non-latex 1/4 inch hooks, and you would put it on this side also, right there. And then you can still slide around very easily, but it definitely keeps your mouth more closed. And so for something like this, you would then, you would do this out of the mouth. Okay, so you'd put this on out of the mouth, then you basically insert it into your mouth. And in the morning, you take it out, leaving the elastics on. You can brush it with the elastics on, store it with elastics on, and then once a week, you would take these off and put on fresh ones. And that's how you remove those. Okay. For more information, including cleaning tips on this device, check out the link in the description.